Welcome again to thechefandthegrape.com. Of course, I'm your host, Chef Christoph, and I wanted to talk to you today about something really special. I wanted to talk to you about Syrah, Syrahs, whatever you want to call it. Of course, we all know that, or maybe I should say that maybe we don't all know, so let me tell you. Syrah has been around for a long time. So it's been in the Rhone Valley in southern France for at least 2,000 years that we know of. The Romans were cultivating it, and then the monks, and la 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 la. And to be honest, not much changed for a long time. It was planted the same way, it was harvested the same way, it was vinified the same way, it was matured the same way. Not much changed for a long time. Until the Australians really had a boom with their wine industry starting in the 60s. Of course, Syrah had been planted. Some plantings of Syrahs in Australia go back well over 100 years. But in the 60s, they had an explosion in their wine industry, and to my knowledge, it's because they had the capacity to ripen their grapes in a way that the south of France never did. And it seems like good was never good enough. And so they kept pushing the envelope for ripening, for having riper and then more ripe and then ripeness upon ripeness, until it got to a point where the wines were overripe, where they were just big and jammy and very high alcohol. And around the end of the 90s, 2000, some young winemakers emerged on the scene who said, "This is bollocks. Let's make something that's a little bit more Rhone style, fresh, inviting, zippy, racy," and lo and behold, all of a sudden there's a new face to Australian Syrahs. Now, Syrah has grown around the world now. Chile does fantastic Syrah. There are the Rhone Rangers who started a movement in California. California does amazing Syrah in the right areas. But there also is a winery in the Okanagan. And actually, to be honest, there are some fantastic wineries, not just the one that I'm going to speak of. There are some fantastic wineries in British Columbia who are doing amazing things with Syrah. Now, wanted to talk about the Curser Contraband Syrah. This is much more of an entry-level, certainly for price, style of Syrah. In the glass, we see their trademark inkiness. Great concentration, we know that. On the nose, a lot of generous fruit tones, a little bit of earth and leather, but not tons else to it. Tight, lean, racy, Rhone style, sure, yeah. Fruit tones, some minerality. It's very competent Syrah. To me, it's nothing incredulous. It doesn't strain belief like, oh my god, I can't believe I just had that. But it's very well done. Bright, lean, racy Syrah. Love it. But they also have another label. And the other label was the wine that won a silver medal at the Decanter World Wine Awards 2015. And this wine, wow. I can see why Decanter gave it a score like that. Give it just a little bit of a stir, help wake it up. Once again, that standard Curser depth of concentration. And on the nose, it's apparent there's all these things that are happening. Not just a half a dozen berry tones, but just a myriad of savory herbaceousness. Warm forest floor, like it's seriously like walking through the forest in the middle of the day. And you can smell that savory undergrowth. There's the leather, there's the wood tones. It's just amazing. And on the palate, wow. Tight, lean, focused, absolutely Burgundian sensibility. The acid's lean and racy. It's beautiful. It's just crying out for some great food to go with it. Obviously, fattier foods are going to work better with this. Tannin structure, medium plus. this is young in this wine's life, in my opinion. Not bad. 2012, 2015 right now, 3 years old. I personally think this wine still has a lot of room left for evolution. But I'm just delighting in the concentration that's there right now. It's packed full of so much. And if I didn't mention, the tannin structure is sort of a medium plus to full, very chewy. It's a little grippy. It's a little green. Once again, it's a little young. Humbly, I would say that the Contraband Syrah, 88 points, and the Estate Syrah, 91 plus points. Contraband Syrah, it's good value. The Estate Syrah, excellent value. But I do believe that's a wine for the cellar as well. I hope that you give it a chance, give it a try, and I hope that you enjoy it as much as I.